You ever like been in an awkward, situation where like maybe you're like the third wheel and you're with like a couple and they're just arguing, you just feeling like, why am I here? And you're just kind of off to the side, you know what I mean? It's kind of how I felt in watching this film. But nonetheless, let's jump into my review of the new film, The Wheel. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. Today we're going to be reviewing the film The Wheel, which is being shown this year at the Toronto International Film Festival, TIFF 2021. So this film stars Amber Midthunder, who plays Albee, who Amber I haven't seen since the show The Legion, which that was one of my favorite shows. And she's also going to be in this new Predator movie as well. And she's alongside of Taylor Gray, who plays Walker. And it's a couple who, they're on the verge of divorce. And, Albee wants out, Walker wants to make it work, no matter what. No matter what it takes to do it, as he should. As you say vows, that's what you're supposed to stand by. And they decide to take a little vacation into the mountains to kind of, get off the grid a little bit. And they decide that a book is going to be their way of therapy that might save the relationship. And honestly, it's also going to invoke people to be like very honest with each other. So there's that dysfunctional couple out in the woods trying to make it work, and it may not go to plan. And they also meet another couple who is soon to be married. One of the people is Ben, who's played by Nelson Lee, who's in Stargirl. He's been in a bunch of things, but and there, you have that interesting dynamic of a couple that's married that's having issues, and a couple who's soon to get married, who we discover that may have some issues as well too. And you're getting all sorts of different crazy vibes when they're all together. And there's like a lot of uncertainty, and there's also like some really strange like temptation and stuff kind of going on here. But the thing is, like, feeling like that third wheel here, Albee and Walker are so dysfunctional, and they're vicious towards each other. And like, you're like, oh my God, like they're like not holding back. And like, yes, they're being tested through this, but like, as viewing this, you're kind of like, oh my God, like, why? You know what I mean? So, I mean, like, when you talk about Albee, she has like an extreme personality. Like, she is cutthroat, virtually honest, like blunt is the word, people like to associate here. And she just lets Walker have it. She does not care how he may feel about anything she says at all. So, to the point of some of the things that she say not only makes Walker uncomfortable, but as a viewer, you're kind of uncomfortable too. Because again, you like to fly on the wall like, oh my God, like, I thought they were married, not like enemies, you know what I mean? But at the same time too, they do have a toxic connection, which needs to be that way for these two leads. You need the viewers to be uncomfortable, and they need to be able to radiate that energy so that you understand that like there's clearly turmoil between the two of them. If the story's gonna work, then you have to make it be that way. And we see them as a relationship truly get tested from a moment when they're like, boom, we're done, to like, oh, maybe we can work, boom, we're done. A lot of that, real life relationship stuff here. And like I said, there's so much going on. As soon as you inject the other couple and things start to get a little bit messy, a little bit suspicious, like, yeah. And it's hard. It's really hard to see a relationship diffuse in the way that it did. But like, that's part of the suspense in this film, and you wanna see them work it out, but then you start to think like, well, maybe it's not in their best interest, because Walker is he's just being walked all over, like, no pun intended, but like, for real. And all of that to come to the final moments of this film where they get on the Ferris wheel, titled The Wheel. And it's very synonymous with the relationship, and it really does like bring everything full circle, also not pun intended. But it does really tell it all about what they're really trying to portray in the message here. And it's truly about, riding it out and staying on the ride, or do you jump off when you get the opportunity when it's convenient for you? You know what I mean? And with that being said, I say that the plot and how the movie works is very easily digestible. And then if you ever needed kind of help of what's the message that's trying to be relayed, then you know how the symbolic factor of a Ferris wheel really brings it into perspective for you. So it's a very easy watch. When you talk about the performances here between Amber and Taylor, they work good together because as a viewer, you're definitely playing tug of war. You don't know if you want to love them, you don't know if you want to hate them, you don't know if you want them to work out, you don't know if you want them to separate. And then Amber, you know, she just really pours on some super high level aggression that you're just like, oh my God. But I enjoyed it and I thought it was a good film. So totally check this film out. It's The Wheel. It is showing at TIFF. Not sure where it's going to be shown much after that. You know, obviously get distribution at some point. But yeah, keep an eye out for it. This was one of the films I was like, yeah, quick, easy watch. It's easily digestible and pretty relatable for some people, I would assume. But yeah, either way, you'll still have a good time watching it. But yeah, check it out, The Wheel. Jump in the comments, folks. Let me know your thoughts about this. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews.